Hey girl, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Nice to see you one more time.
Yay.
Once again in our comfort zone. I love it. So, cheers to us. We are I don't even know what episode this is, but I know that we're almost through
I think it's
us
episode 9, season 2, episode
season
9.
2.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of us, by the way. Proud of us.
Good.
So I was thinking for our topic today, I
Mhm.
think we should talk about confidence and insecurities.
Okay.
I think that that's a broad topic,
Yeah.
but I think it's something that we can elaborate on and dig deep into it, or not.
Right.
Whatever.
How do you know
However,
I like it deep? How do you
I know
know?
you well. So yeah. So I was thinking the other day because I was chatting with a friend, and she was basically saying, Nikki, you exude confidence, right? So I was like, yeah, I guess I do, because I think that it has a lot to do with my personality. I think that I was built that way from a very young age. I don't know where it comes from, honestly,
Mhm.
because usually when you are a confident woman, there is someone that kind of got you to that place.
You have like your rock, your
You have your
backbone.
rock, your
Yeah.
backbone, whether it be your mom, your grandmother, whatever that
Very
is.
true.
So, or your dad, or whatever, a family member, or a friend, or a teacher,
Whoever.
someone that paved the way for you to
Yeah.
become, who you have become, or
Correct.
portray yourself the way you carry yourself, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a very good topic. I am a person. I'm gonna kind of lead up to where I am, and then I'm gonna let you take the floor on your thoughts on this.
Okay.
I When I was little, I think that you already know, and the people that know me well know that I was a dancer my entire life. So I performed. I love to be the center of attention. I love to have all eyes on me. So really, really, I think that that's just the way that I am. That's me, right? And the more attention I got when I was little,
Made you feel even better.
made me feel even better.
Yeah.
So for people to say, you're great at this, you're good at this, that gave me like this surge of confidence,
Of course.
So I think that has carried throughout my life, really.
Mhm.
And then I go back to other people that have influenced me throughout my life, like teachers or family. But to kind of like bring us up to where I am now, I feel just because of society
Mhm.
that at this point in my life, maybe there are things that I am a little bit insecure of, but not in the sense where it's going to impact me, or damper
Like
that
in a negative way.
in a negative way, or the way that I know I can be or who I am. So even though I am older, I'm not, the 20-year-old that had the dancer body and had all of these things lined up, and oh, I want you to do this for me, and I want you to perform here, and I want you to perform there. I'm not in that space anymore, but I still have the confidence to carry me on a daily basis. And I'm extremely proud of that, actually. I'm confident.
Well,
I just am, and I do have insecurities. It's not that I don't. It's just that I think the confidence overpowers the insecurity.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It does, 100%. And I love you for sharing that because I think it's phenomenal because at the end of the day, because we're women, right?
Correct.
We have a tendency of judging ourselves so much, right?
Mhm.
Whether it's because we had a pimple in our face, whether it's because we think that we're fat, whether it's because we don't like our boobs and our
Mhm.
toes and whatever.
Yep.
We're self-critical about ourselves, right? And all we do is just like look at ourselves in the mirror and say, "Oh, I look ugly today. Oh,
Right.
I don't like
I'm
my
having a
hair.
bad day.
I'm having a bad day." And I think that at the end of the day, right, we all have our moments where we feel not the very best about ourselves, right?
Mhm.
Or maybe we may have like 5 minutes in a day where we're like, oh, I wish I can look like this, but then you get over it. And I think that when I look at myself and I look at you, I feel that that's exactly the way that we are, right? Like I could have my moments and I'll be like, you know what, Nikki, just not feeling myself today.
Right.
And that's okay.
And we're entitled to have those days where we're not
And we're
100%
entitled.
ourselves. Right?
Yeah, but at least for me, like I did have a backbone, which was not just my family, and it wasn't really my family because growing up, I was chubby. I was not a dancer. I wasn't skinny. I was ugly. I felt I had pimples on my face. My hair was horrible. You know, it was just awful, at least for me, because people would make fun of me in school, and they would be like,
Yeah,
"Oh my
because
God."
now it's like bullying is like a thing, but like
Yeah, yeah,
bullying's been
yeah.
around forever.
For a very long time, right? And like for me, people made fun of me because I always had big boobs, because I had long, luscious hair, pimples all over my face because I was going through puberty. I got my period at the age of like 9 years old. It was just
Oh
horrible
God,
for me.
yeah.
Tell me about it. So, but there was somebody in my life that throughout the years, and is still a very good friend of mine, she tells me, you are the reason you keep me motivated, Giselle, because you are so phenomenal at everything that you do. You've taken yourself, and aside from people making fun of you, aside from you becoming a bully in school, aside from you,
Being
not
bullied, not becoming a bully.
No, both. Because
Okay.
after being bullied, then you become
Then you
a bully.
become a bully.
Yeah,
to retaliate.
correct.
Right.
Or the fact that, I just didn't have a great route in my life, in the beginning, in my childhood, right? She kept on showing me and telling me how beautiful I was, how amazing I was, how smart I am, that I'm going to make it through. That she says, you know what? I see you as a grown woman with a beautiful home, a beautiful family, and you're going to do it. You're going to have a wonderful career. So she's always boosted my self-esteem, and even at my
And your ego.
and my ego, and even at my lowest, she would be like, it's okay. Even if you don't make the right choices in life, and even if you don't make the right decisions to others, right? The decisions that you make are your decisions to make. And I support you 100%. And everything that you do is perfect.
Right.
And to have that every single moment in your life, and have someone to tell you that,
it motivates you.
It does. And it makes
keeps
you
in
feel,
line.
It makes you feel great. But most importantly, it made me also feel safe.
Right.
And I think that also growing up and feeling safe has a lot to do with the way that you perceive yourself and the way that you are. Now, do I have my moments of insecurities? Like, do I have my moments where I'm like, hey, am I even a good mom?
Of course.
Even though I think I'm a fucking phenomenal mom, because I'm like, hey, I got this shit, right?
Right.
Every single day I have my guilt. I question myself, right?
Of course.
I question the way that I am as a woman to my partner. I question if I am a good enough partner.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
I think we all do.
And it's that balance, and you still need that balance. Because
absolutely.
If you're so confident, and I'm cocky, I'm going to use the word cocky. If you're very cocky and you feel that, no, I got this shit and I'm good and everybody else is the problem, then to me, that's a negative thing, because then that means that you're not going to put in the work that you need to still continue to excel, right?
Right.
So when I look at myself and I feel like I'm having a bad moment, I feel guilty, I'm not a great mom, I'm like, okay, Giselle, get out of that funk, and what do you have to do to continue doing better?
Correct.
And then that motivates me, and then
you got to tweak it.
Yeah.
You have to be woman enough and strong enough
goes back up again. I'm like,
of course,
hey, I love this.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I agree with you. I couldn't, obviously, where that comes from. The insecurities, I think, make you actually stronger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in retrospect, I'm insecure about this. I also agree with you. I mean, I've been a mom for 5 times as long as you have.
Yes.
Right? At this point, which is good. And I think this is why we have the best chemistry ever, because, I'm in another stage in so many other things.
Yeah.
Especially that part, right? So do I feel that I am the best mom? I actually did when my kids were little, but now I look back and I reflect on all the years that have passed, and I acknowledge the fact that I did make mistakes. So is that a part of insecurities? Absolutely. That is an insecurity that I do have. And now I have William, which is obviously, he's already a teenager, but have I had my little bumps along the way with Willie as well? Yes, I have. And I've tried to tweak it, I think, because of the stronger part of me, to not repeat the same mistakes, right? So definitely I do have my insecurities about being a mom. I do have my insecurities about failing not only at being a mom, failing at things that I choose to do, where I am afraid, I'm scared. And then I go back to, my faith, and I believe that I'm going to make the right choice. And, and sometimes, it slaps me in the face because I didn't make the right choice. But I think that that's how we live and learn, right?
Well, even that choice that you're saying that it wasn't the best choice, right? It's still a learning curve. It's still the opportunity to learn and correct, right? Yeah. And so therefore, it shouldn't be a bad choice, right? And that's what I try to remind myself all the time, that everything that I do, as long as I do it with purpose and the outcome is not what I thought it was going to be, that I shouldn't be so hard on myself. Because when you as a woman, if you are hard on yourself, I feel like it really destroys us. Like,
yeah. Like when we beat ourselves up.
Yeah. And it just takes a toll on us, and you're like, okay, well, wonderful. I'm a shitty mom. I'm a shitty partner. I look awful. I haven't done my hair in forever. Look, and I don't want to do my hair. I don't want to put my makeup on. I don't want to do anything.
Hey, it's just those days that you just don't want to, you throw the towel in. You're just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired. I want to just kind of like lay back and reflect on doing nothing, right?
Correct.
Is it the best choice? We might hate ourselves the next day or maybe even that evening, because I've had those days, before many times where I'm just like, okay, I don't want to deal with anything, whether it be hair, makeup, nails, whatever, we have those days. And we're entitled to them, I think. Do we want to like hit reset sometimes after doing that? I think we do. At least I do sometimes. But you know who that this whole kind of topic reminds me of?
Who?
Ironically, Steve Harvey.
Okay.
Right? So Steve Harvey had, I know, right? Completely
Oh my God.
fucking off the wall. But Steve Harvey once said, he adores his wife and he puts her on a pedestal all the time.
The one that he's divorcing now?
I don't know if he is divorcing her.
She cheated on him.
Oh, great. All right. So there goes that.
Okay,
but anyway,
tell me the story.
Yeah, bottom line. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know if he did that because he felt that she needed to hear that all the time, the things he said, or if it was because it was true.
Yeah.
Right? So I think about that all the time. I'm like, these men that are famous and they're in the spotlight all the time, do they just like to flaunt like how wonderful their woman is because everyone expects to hear that? Because,
is it really true?
You're a fucking great man. Is it really true? Or you're just saying that because you want to be fucking cool or loved by every woman on the planet?
Yeah.
That you're this fabulous husband.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I have something to say about that. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I think a lot of women too, they learn to live a lie.
Of course.
And it's so sad.
Yeah.
Like, I think that your number one fan should be you.
Yeah.
And like, again, back to what we just said a minute ago, we are entitled to having an off day. We're entitled to having that day where we look at each other and we're like, you fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like, you're not where you need to be or where you feel that you need to be or where you should be.
Yeah.
But we can kick ourselves in the ass because it's us. So I think that it makes us more powerful, the fact that we can complain and criticize ourselves and become stronger from that. Because I think really we are our biggest critic.
It's true.
And our biggest fan.
Yeah.
Because other people might be telling us that we're great, but they might not really mean it.
So one of the things that I do even with Penelope, right? Like I always try to go ahead and share with her and tell her, not just that I love her, right? Because just sometimes somebody can tell me that they love me, but it means absolutely nothing to me, right? But I share with her and I tell her all the time, you are phenomenal. Everything that you do is perfect, right? You are smart, you're beautiful. And I tell her all of these things because I just don't want, I want her to know who she is, right? Because of her parents. I want her to know that we are her backbone.
Yeah.
And that nobody is going to come into this world and destroy her self-esteem, right? And it's my job to build this young lady into this wonderful woman, right? That has a great self-esteem and has a way to perceive life in a beautiful way, right? But it all starts from now, reminding our kids, you are loved, you're wanted, you're needed, right? You're phenomenal, you're smart, you're enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that when she hears all of these words, she doesn't have to depend on anybody else to make her feel, such way. But in reference to that, you made it a great example because you were talking about Steve Harvey and how he always talks about, what's his ex-wife's name? Marjorie, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. It starts with an M, but I forget her name.
And Sergio has a tendency that he'll always tell me, oh, but the office knows how much I love you, or I always boast about you. And I'm like, to fucking who? I haven't heard it. I don't know.
They forget that we need to hear it.
Like, you haven't shared with me how wonderful I am, how much you love me, how much you care about me, how phenomenal I am, how much of a super mom I am, how, I do great things for you, how I do it all. And without me, not that you're nobody because I don't control your life like that, but without me, there is no home. So why don't you, instead of sharing it with everybody else in the whole world, share it with me? Because I could care less.
No, just say, listen, I need to hear it too. Everyone else, that doesn't get back to me.
It doesn't.
Like, I don't get that memo.
It's not like Nikki's calling and she says, hey, you know what Sergio said to you about you today at the office?
Right.
But you didn't cook him a meal, because that's probably what he's fucking saying. But, he said that, you're the most beautiful thing. It's not Nikki's responsibility to tell me all of these wonderful things. It's you.
Yeah.
So I find that quite interesting that a lot of guys tend to do that. Oh my God, I have the best wife. Oh my God, she's amazing. You know what? Man, I got so lucky because I have the best partner. She's the best mom in the world. No, motherfucker, tell me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
we need to hear it. We
tell
need to
me.
hear it. And then back to, of course, it circles back to Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
He made it seem like she was the most wonderful person in the world. He did boost her on TV all the time and on
Yes.
social media all the time.
Yeah.
It was like,
I know.
it was like repugnant already, right?
Yeah, sí, claro.
But look what happened. So either she didn't hear it enough, something happened, because if she went elsewhere to look for love, buddy, you were doing the wrong thing.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
obviously were not doing what you had to do, because honestly, he's very wealthy. Well, they both are, right? And is well off. And apparently he portrayed to be a great father, at least to us, people that listened to him and read his stuff.
Mhm.
Like I always looked up to the things that he said about parenting and stuff like that, because he's very hard with parenting. And I think
Mhm.
that is good, but everyone cannot follow through with that.
I can't. No.
You know, like making it seem like, you know, you run a military household.
Yeah. No.
You know, buddy,
I
look,
get
nothing was given to me. So, you know, even though he posed to be
Yes.
this giving father, this understanding father, but long story short, what you say outside is not always what happens behind closed doors.
No, not at all.
You know,
Not at
so
all.
unfortunately, well, I didn't even know they were getting divorced. So
Something like that. Listen,
there you go.
I'm gonna look it up after this because
Yeah.
I think I heard.
Now I'm
something like
curious.
that.
Now I want to know
No,
what the
we're
hell's
gonna
going
Google
on.
the shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, confidence and insecurities, right? So as a mom, right, like myself now, I'm 37 years old. I have my weak moments and I have my moments where I feel like shit about myself. And I'm like, okay, Giselle, I think it's time to pop a pill. Okay.
Mhm.
Which I realized when I popped the pill, I'm like, okay, well, hello, you got this shit. Like, what the
Right.
fuck are you
Everything's
worried-
under control.
Everything's under control. I'm the
Right.
best thing. Oh, you don't want to be with me? Well, fuck you and everybody else.
We got this.
I got this. You know,
We got
all my
this.
little personalities in my head. We got this.
We
okay?
got the devil, we got the angel, we got the, you know, all the little in betweens.
And then, you know, you have that balance. But my main goal is for the people that I raise, the people that I give birth to, the children that I bring to this world, which has only been one.
Right. At this point.
At this point,
Yeah.
is for her to have the confidence that she needs, to have that self-esteem that she needs in her and in the world to continue, so that she can also bless somebody else and
Right.
teach them that they are beautiful, they are needed, they are wanted, they are enough,
Mhm.
and that nobody's you. Nobody's
Yep.
you. Like nobody's you, Nikki, right?
Right. That's
You
right.
know?
Yeah, we are.
Nobody
we
has your
are.
personality. You bring some light to somebody's world, you know?
Mhm.
There's so much happiness to you. And even though you have your moments, we all have our moments. Y ya.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to have insecurities, and it's a wonderful thing to find in the hardships of the insecurities to
Yeah.
find your confidence.
I love it. I
You
love
know?
it.
So I feel that of course we all have our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, you know, as long as we are happy and I guess fulfilled with what we have done that day, even
Mhm.
if it has encountered bad moments and good ones,
Mhm.
you know, we got through it, right? And we're ready to repeat it again the following day and give it
love
our
that.
shot, you know, our best.
So insecurities and confidence go hand in hand.
They absolutely do.
Yes, they do.
They are the yin to the yang.
There you go. Awesome.
There you go, baby.
Okay.
So, anything good for this weekend? What's coming up? How was your St. Patrick's Day, actually?
So I'm gonna make it very brief because we're gonna end this pretty shortly.
Yep.
St. Patty's Day was awesome. It was great. I spent the time with family in Jupiter. I don't really want to hear about what you're doing next week because you're doing the same thing that you always do all the time, which is
Just travel.
fucking travel.
I'm out. Peace.
Like I want to do what you do for a living. You know?
Well, you know what I do for a living, and I don't strip because I can't get up on the pole. You know, right now that part of my life is on halt.
Yeah.
But I think my priorities, according to my husband, my priorities are screwed up because my priority is
to
obviously
travel.
to pay my roof,
Yeah.
have food in the house,
Mhm.
obviously electrical bill, you know, all that kind of stuff, and travel. It comes right after.
Yeah.
This is why I drive a 10-year-old car. I could be, you know, driving a better car, but I'd
Yeah.
rather travel.
Okay. So that's another topic
Yes.
on priorities and
Yes.
finances.
Yes.
That's what we can talk about.
Yes, we can.
Okay?
We
Yes.
will bring that to the
And
table.
I'm not asking about what you're doing next week or the weekend because nobody cares because nobody's living your life.
Lies. Those
Okay.
are total lies.
Nobody's living
Total
your
lies.
life. While you're traveling the world, we're here back still working.
Yes.
Okay?
And by the way, just on a little side note, PS.
Yes.
So when I think we're going to a different realm in our show. I think that starting
going to the
next
private room?
season, no, we're not
Oh,
going to
no.
the private room. The red room, no. We're gonna, when we go into our third season,
Yes.
I think we're going to let all of our listeners know that all of, hopefully at that point, our sessions will be recorded live. We're going to be live on YouTube and on TikTok.
Because
God
we're gonna be
willing, that's
live,
going to
yeah.
happen. Actually, you know, so we can have a visual, and then we can also incorporate maybe every 2 or 3 seasons have a guest.
Yeah,
We
that's
kind of
fun.
talked about it, and we're going to do that
Yes.
so that we can kind
We're
of
going to talk about everything that we don't want to say.
correct, and we can put another person on the spot.
Yes.
So that's going to
I
be.
love
I'm
it.
looking forward to that.
I love it.
We're going to grow our little family.
Okay, I love it. I love
Okay.
it.
So we're going to cut it off for.
Yeah, we're done.
today.
We're done. It'll be great for next episode. You know, we're going to
Yes.
talk about a lot of still interesting stuff. So stay
Yep.
tuned, guys. It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
And having you guys listen to us. And Nikki, it's always wonderful to
Absolutely.
talk to you and
Same
chat
here.
with you.
Same here. I look
Alrighty.
forward to it all the time.
Awesome.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Oh, yes.
Yay.
Have fun on your trips.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.